But the viewpoint, wow, gorgeous, man. Jesus Christ. You alright, mate? If it gets up to that 55 mile per hour, forget about it. It's Baltic. Yeah, we do like to make a bit of a drama over here in the UK whenever there's a bit of a snow, I've noticed. Sunshine. Been a while since I've seen that. Bloody marvellous. Anyway, hello. I'm back in the English Lake District on the Ullswater Way. Just come up from Pooley Bridge and I'm walking all the way up to High Raise. About a 10-mile walk, I think, and I should pick up 3 or 4 Wainwrights on the way. I'll try and remember them. I think it's Arthur's Pike or Bonscale, Loadpot Hill, Wether Hill, High Raise. I'll correct myself if I'm wrong later, but yeah, that's the plan. So it should take me, according to the route I plotted, about 5 hours or something like that now. So plan is High Raise, and then I'm going to drop down to probably Satura Crag, which is just sort of above Brock Crags and Angle Tarn. So the weather, absolutely stunning. Clear blue skies, sunshine. We've got snow on the tops of the fells. We won't get any snow today, but the weather changes drastically overnight. I think from about midnight the wind starts picking up. Shouldn't be any today, but yeah, wind starts picking up about midnight. 55 mile per hour gusts potentially between 1 AM and 4 AM. They should sort of ease down gradually, but I'm expecting in the morning it's still going to be quite windy. Potentially heavy snow. It keeps changing. 1 minute it says light snow, then it's sleet and rain, and then it's heavy snow. So let's hope for heavy snow. I'm out in the Kuiu Storm Star. My Hilleberg Unna's still off for repair, but yeah, be good to get reacquainted with the Storm Star because I've only used that once. I've done a few little mods to that, which we can talk about when I get in the tent. And I'll update you on what sort of happened with the Unna and what's happening with it at the moment. Crikey. I'll tell you though, Hilleberg customer service, absolutely first rate. Well, I'm saying that now. Let's wait until they've paid for the repairs before I make that conclusion. Anyway, I'll stop waffling and I'll get up here. So looking over there, kind of towards northwest, a pretty good view of Blencathra there. And behind it, you can just see Patterdale Crags, Bonscale, Sutafell, and I'm assuming the one right on the edge there must be Carrickfell, which I've not done yet. And then I'll have a guess and say these are Great Melfell and Little Melfell, logically. And then we're looking over here towards, well, I've not quite figured those out yet. Could it actually be Sheffield Pike and Helvellyn? I'll get me bearings when I get up there. Not a bad view. We're heading up there. probably the first Wainwright. So obviously snow level now. It is quite deep in places actually if you come off the path. Not quite knee deep, but about halfway up the old shin. So I'm really enjoying this walk so far. I thought I might find it a bit dull, but probably picked the perfect day to do it. With blue skies and sunshine and snow all over, it's making it just a really pleasant walk. And as I said before, I'm just going to keep getting these views down here. They keep getting better and better. So I'm right above Ullswater now, and I don't know if you can see it on there, but Hallingfell's just there. So that must mean, excuse me, we're all over the place here. I'm guessing those ones over there must be the Dodds. Gowbarrow Fell. Oh, it's got to be Catsley Cam, that, isn't it? And even Striding Edge and Helvellyn behind it. So yeah, what cracking views. But seeing the sun is making me very happy. Feels like we've not seen that at all here in the UK the whole of February. Might have had a few hours sporadically, but it's been so grey. Grey and wet and miserable, which is not really what you want after January, is it? I believe in some parts of Scotland, Aberdeen, apparently they haven't seen the sun since, I think, January the 20th or something. Having said that, some Scots, looking at them, you'd think they'd never seen a day of sun in their lives, wouldn't you? No offence. But yeah, just blessed to have a day like this and to be outside. And that's partly why I think this walk's quite good today as well. As I said, because it's quite an easy path. You just don't have to mess around with navigating any technical stuff and descents. It's just a gradual ascent. So nice to be outside for, well, all day really. No wind, perfect. Right, up to the first Wainwright, once I found the path. Fair enough. Right, Arthur's Pike, we are at Arthur's Pike, aren't we? Yeah, come on. I'm not enjoying any sandwiches, but I hope you are. So on to the next one. Are you carrying on over to the next one? No. Oh, okay. Well, have a lovely day. Yeah, so Arthur's Pike, and I think Bonscale Pike next. So the I think I just upset that couple because well, I said to them I am going to film there, so sit there if you want, and they were like not keen on that. So I just said, well, actually not really supposed to hog the cairn, sit there eating your lunch, hoarding it to yourself. I mean, I tried to say it with a bit of humour, but the guy wasn't right happy, but whatever. I've said it before though, I don't think you should hog the cairn. Just my opinion. Get up there, touch it, get your picture if you want, and then leave it for the next person. Right, I'll stop moaning. I hope that doesn't come across too bad, by the way, or too mean-spirited, but I think it's just the fact that the guy was such a first-class arsehole that's got me back up a bit about that. You know, normally I wouldn't have said out, but... And I said to him, I said, I'm only joking. And he went, oh, I'm not. Oh dear. Always nice to meet an arsehole while you're out on the fells, having a lovely day, innit? Bonscale Pike. So I've not actually plotted this into my route for where I'm going today. So I've come a little bit out of my way, which means my ETA has gone up by an hour for some reason. Well, the reason being I've had to come over here and I've got to go back up there. But yeah, beautiful, man. I was sort of cursing Wainwright, thinking, typical, him and his bloody Wainwrights, taking me out of the way. But the viewpoint, wow. Right, well, I'm not going to hang around very long because, like I said, I've got a bit of time to make up now, so I think I'm going up there. Looks like there's a path there. Yeah. Right, onwards. Gorgeous, man. So just approaching the summit of Loadpot Hill, this is. And again, I would imagine on a normal day might seem quite boring, but when it's absolutely covered in snow like this and it's blue sky and sunshine, makes all the difference. And don't be alarmed, I'm talking to a camera, not myself. Loadpot Hill. Get about 500,000 tents up here if you wanted to have a rave. So I'm not going to stick around. I've not checked the map, but obviously I'm going to continue on the path over there to Wether Hill it is next. I think I've got about 4 miles left, but plenty of time. I'll stop and have a bite to eat at some point. You know, thankfully, I'm not going to need a shelter or anything to get behind. All right. So yeah, as long as it stays like this, mint. I'm not sure what this is. It looks like some sort of tarnlet, but I can't see it on the map. But anyway, I'm glad this is all frozen over, because I'm assuming it's awful bog normally. Yeah, another good reason to get this route done on a day like today. So I've just dropped down a little bit from Loadpot Hill and I'm going back up. I don't know how far this Wether Hill is. Got all the big boys behind me there now. Well, the Helvellyn range right in front of me. Okay, well this appears to be the summit of Wether Hill. It's the only cairn here. Bit of a strange one, really. Can't quite figure that one out, but there you go. Done. So yeah, let's just keep bashing on. Let's keep bouncing. right in the distance there I can see a trig point. I'm not sure if that's High Street or where I'm going to next, High Raise, but I think there's quite a distance between myself and High Raise now. So just one foot in front of the other, and like I said, keep bouncing. I'm just on this very level section here, this very level and long section, and a bit of a trudge, and wouldn't you guess, the path's completely gone and it's just this powdery snow. So it's not hard to walk on, but it does take it out your legs a bit more. It'd be easier if it were frozen, you could just put the spikes on. Right, I've just come on the other side of this wall now. Saw a gate here, thought I'd give it a try. Bit of variation. So bloody tedious. So there's another path here and this one's much better. That one was just too deep and too powdery and it was really slowing me down. And it was really becoming quite monotonous. So yeah, this seems to be a lot better. They're both going to join up at the same place as well. So it seems obvious now, but if you are going to come up this way, well, up this way, stick to the right hand side of the fence, other way, left hand side of the fence, because then at least you've got all your views still. I mean, you don't have an awful lot over there. Not even sure what over there is. Could be Pennines or the Dales, although I think the Dales are actually that way. But yeah, that's your view, innit? That's what you want. Get me to the top. Oh, look at that. Big drop there, I think, to the side. I think that's Rest Dodd. I'm going to be heading down towards there. Just behind it, I think. That must be the Nab. I was looking at that earlier thinking, Christ, that's steep. I've heard people talking about how steep the Nab is. Not sure I'd want to come down it in snow. So I think I can see the summit of High Raise. Sorry, I don't have the mic on, so it might be a bit crap this. Yeah, maybe 100 feet or so. And then it's all downhill. High Raise. Somebody playing with a drone there. Having fun. Right. Oh, where are you gone? Should be over here really, shouldn't I? Cold bum. You see me? Right, got to drop down here and then another little bit of ascent onto, I think it's Rampsgill Head, which I also did last summer. So yeah, I'm still thinking about where to camp. I won't actually rule out Angle Tarn, or above it anyway, if it's all covered in snow, because it might actually look really nice. Well, it should do. Jesus Christ! You alright, mate? Has it got obstacle avoidance, that? Christ almighty, nearly took my head off with drone. Might be that geezer who I upset earlier. So yeah, not entirely sure where I'm going to camp. I need to drop down for water. I know where the water source is. I know where a water source is. So let's go look. FYI, there is actually a shelter up there, just near the summit. So if you did get caught out, or you actually do want to sit at a summit and eat some sandwiches out of the wind, you can do it there. I'll let you. Just don't try and knock me bleeding head off of a drone. Twat. Right, so just on the top of Rampsgill Head, which I've done before, but if you haven't, it's another Wainwright. So if you're doing this route, that'd be 6. Arthur's Pike, Bonscale Pike, Wether Hill, Loadpot Hill, High Raise, Rampsgill Head. So yeah, quite a doable route really for 6 Wainwrights, didn't I say? God, my mind's gone. And then you know you could add on some more if you're doing this in summer. The knot's the knot's not too far away. Kidsey Pike's not that far away. Rest Dodd, I suppose you could add that one on. But I think that's it for me today. Just dropping down, getting some water, and finding somewhere to camp. It's Valentine's Day today and half term, so I don't know if it's going to be busy at Angle Tarn. But yeah, Valentine's Day, get to spend it with somebody that I really love, myself. Only joking. Just like that, you can see absolutely nothing. So just goes to show you how quickly that can change and how confusing it could be if you didn't have any navigation. I've got my watch and my phone. Other people use maps and compasses, don't they? But I never have, if I've been truthful. Well, I really need to learn how to do that properly before I do, but never had the need. Well, I dropped right down following the coast to coast path, and this is the main reason why. An abundance of water. So I'm going to fill up here and then I'm going to carry on over towards Sechora Crag, which I might have mentioned quite early on. I'm thinking about pitching up there. I've thought about that a couple of times before. I just can't remember if it's boggy or not, but we'll go investigate. I guess I've always got the backup Brock Crags and somewhere above Angle Tarn. We'll find something. I'm on Sechora Crag. There are some decent pictures, but they're on the other side of the wall, kind of facing Grey Crag and is it Hazewater or Haweswater? I always get them mixed up. They're quite exposed, so it's probably only like 15 mile per hour gusts at the moment. But if it gets up to that 55 mile per hour, forget about it. Wind's coming, oh, there you go, no wind at all here. Wind's coming from the south, or at least it was last time I checked. So I'll just push on. I'm actually feeling like not camping, but I think I'm just a bit tired. Once I get that tent up and get warmed up and have a bite to eat, I'll be loving it. Right, well, I'm all pitched up. Sorry I couldn't film that. I didn't really have enough time. It's practically dark now. So I'm just above Angle Tarn. My head end is facing towards Angle Tarn. I'm up on a sort of a brow, and then down the other side I'm looking over, well, obviously not now because I'm in the tent, but I'm facing towards the route that I came up today. So yeah, a little bit of wind. I've got the head end facing south because that's what the forecast said. Although that was 3 hours ago and I've not had a chance to get a signal and refresh it, so let's hope that's right. I've got all the guy lines out except just one of the side ones at the back of here. I brought something ridiculous like 18 pegs or something like that because there are a lot of guy lines on this, and I wanted to potentially double peg some of them. So I've done that with the guys at the back, which means that I am missing one of the guy lines at the side, but as long as the wind direction doesn't change. I mean, I've said it before, the first night I had this, it were about 40 mph gusts, and I only had the main guy lines out that were on the poles, supporting the poles, and it was fine. But yeah, it does feel great to be in this tent. It's an absolutely fantastic space. Absolute bomb site in here at the moment because I've just thrown everything everywhere. So yeah, I wasn't really feeling a camp, but now I'm in the tent. Yeah, it's good to just to chill out. So I'm going to get myself sorted, have a bite to eat, and I'll come back to you. Maybe a little bit of tent talk. It would have been nice to show you the tent and just a couple of things that I've done, but mainly all I've done is change the guy lines. I've got rid of the ones that came with the tent and I've put the Lawson ones on, and I've also reconfigured them so the well, it's weird on this tent, the what do you call them? There's a proper name, the adjusters, like the clam cleat things. They're sort of like down towards the bottom of the guy line. So I've changed that. I've put them up at the top, which is pretty normal on every tent I've ever had. And I just prefer it. I'm used to it, I think. And other than that, I've just got a gear loft here that was from my Unna. Fits nicely in here. I have got a footprint on this now. Just a Tyvek one that I got from Lucy Quintcraft, so it's pretty lightweight. But yeah, I do find the bathtub on this, I think it's 40D, but not usually bothered about putting ground sheets on my tent, but it just feels, I'd prefer it to be a bit thicker for a 4-season winter tent, let's say that. And other than that, yeah, I've just put some cord on those tie outs just to make the loops a bit bigger, so nothing major, but little things all add up, don't they? Right, I'm gonna get something to eat and crack open a beer. Northern Monk Heaven chocolate and maple imperial stout. Never seen that one before. Nice. 8.4%. Well, I've managed to get a signal. Check the forecast. MWIS is saying westerly winds. The wind is saying southerly, as is Met Office actually. So as I said before, that's south, and west to be that way. So I'd prefer if it was south, but I suppose the good thing about this tent as opposed to the Unna, even if the wind moves around, it has got the structure on every side, hasn't it, with the 3 poles. Oh, struggling to get warm tonight. I've got a new anemometer off Amazon. It was a cheap one, so I'm not sure how good it is. .4 degrees. Feels colder than that. I don't think I'll be getting out the tent tonight, that's for sure. Just about starting to warm up a bit. So yeah, speaking of the Unna, excuse me, I said I'd give a little bit of an update on that. So I'm not going to go into too much detail about what happened, but what actually did happen is the guy outs, they all received damage, and the main one that was supporting the side of the tent, that one completely ripped through. So it's as if the guy line had been sawing away at those. So like I said, that one completely ripped through. Once that went, not good. When the pole snapped, I'm not even sure if that was when I was taking it down. I was about to take it down, and that's when I noticed it was like that, because I thought, why can't I get the pole out? So it's probably straight after that guy out snapped. Whoosh! So I contacted Hilleberg just to ask them for their thoughts on it. Wasn't like, you know, trying to apportion any blame or looking for them to compensate me in any way. I just told them, you know, the damage. I said I'd seen one of their videos where, you know, they've got it in 60 mile per hour wind. Now, I don't think it was 60 mile per hour wind, but anyway, in their video, when they've got 60 mile per hour wind, it's, you know, it's controlled environment. They've got one of them wind machines, and it's just blowing at the head end. So that tent, if it's hitting the wind, that is, if it's hitting the head end or the rear end, it's not too bad. You've got the structural support of the two poles and the guy outs. But if it's hitting the sides, those high sides, it can be a problem. So I do normally add additional guy on that. That was a massive failure on my part. Should have done it. I just got a bit complacent and kind of thought where we were would have shelter. But it was a bit weird as well, because the forecast said the wind would be coming south-southeast, and actually where it was hitting me, that would have been northwest. So, you know, wind can act in mysterious ways. It's possible it was hitting those high ridges above me and bouncing back or just swirling around. Yeah, it was a bit bonkers. But anyway, they just agreed, if it's hitting that side, you need to put additional guy on there, really, to support it. And they just said, look, how would it sound to you if we paid for the repairs? So any repairs that need doing, poles, any damage, we'll foot the bill. Thought, wow, amazing, that sounds very good to me. So the only caveat was that I send it to their partner, which is called Scottish Mountain Gear or something like that. So yeah, no problem, sent it off to them. They actually contacted me, so this was about 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago when I sent them it. They got back to me just the other day, because they have to give you a quote to say if you're happy, you know, to see if you're happy with them to continue the work or carry out the work. And I says, well, yeah, I'm more than happy, because Hilleberg have agreed to foot the bill. I did forward them the email that Hilleberg had sent me. So they said, oh, okay, great, we'll add it to Hilleberg's account. It was only the other day that I actually looked at the invoice. It was something, it's like 300 quid. But it's just mental. Just to, now they said something about 10 attachment points. I counted damage on that one, 2 on that side, 2 on that side, 2 for, pretty much every one of the guy outs took some damage. So they're just going to replace every one of them. And yeah, nearly 300 quid to do that. So thank you, Hilleberg. Hopefully you're good to your word, but that's just bonkers. Couldn't believe it'd be that much. So anyway, that's that. Hopefully that's not going to happen to me again tonight. I can't be coping with that. I don't mind a bit of a sleepless night, but yeah, that's no good. Cheers anyway, and cheers Hilleberg. Absolutely first-rate customer service. Just what everybody had told me about them, and now I am a believer. Oh, I'm warming up rather nicely now. I'll tell you what's really working. I'll show you. got some of these. So they're like hand warmers, but they're body warmers. And they're adhesive, so you can stick them to you. Don't stick them straight on your skin, because you probably will burn yourself. But what I've done is I've got them one on each thigh, on the inner thigh. And I did hear something. Stick them back in there. I did hear something about, and this kind of makes sense to me. You've got two of your main arteries, haven't you? Running down there. That's why they say, I think, when you're bushcrafting or whatever, keep anything sharp away from that area. Move it away. Saws, anything like that. So if you slip, it's the last artery you want to be cutting. It's the main one. Anyway, so if you're heating that area and it's a main artery, then logically that blood is being warmed up as well and pumped around your body. So it seems to be working, so I'm going with it. Top tip, if you've not heard that one. I am looking forward to that spring weather coming. It's my favourite season, 100%. I start sort of planning things for the year ahead about this time. You know, waiting for the longer days and the nicer weather. So a couple of things coming up. I'm going to do something called the Lakeland Way. Don't know if you know of that, but it's about a 140-mile multi-day hike. I think in April or May. Yeah, that should be good. I won't go into too much detail about that. You'll find out when I'm doing it, I'm sure. But yeah, that's one thing. And then I've booked to go up to Scotland in May. So not entirely sure what I'm doing yet, but I've booked the sleeper train up to Fort William, and I'm going to have about just short of 2 weeks. So probably go up to Skye. I'm looking at the possibility of going to Rum, and even that other one, is it Egg? Rum and Egg. And then when I'm sort of making my way back, I might do some stuff around Glencoe, so looking forward to that. Yep, I don't think there'll be any trips to sort of Norway or Iceland, though I am tempted. I am very tempted. If I do, that'll probably be September. Yeah. Other than that, just the usual stuff. Plenty of overnighters up in the Lake District. I would still like to get down to Wales, because I've really not done that at all. I've done Snowdon and stuff a long time ago, but yeah, Chris Whelan. I don't know if you're watching, Chris, but he gets about a bit, doesn't he? So he's sort of offered in the past to show us a bit of Wales. So if you are watching, I'll take you up on that offer, mate. Not sure when, but yeah, be cool to do that. So yeah, like I said, I kind of like this time of year. I'm looking ahead, coming out of winter, thinking of all the stuff we can be doing. So yeah, plenty more to come. Oh, and how can I forget? I had planned to do the Howgills. I'd love to do loads of the Howgills this year. So I've been speaking to a guy called David Birds, got a YouTube channel, Dickie Birds Outdoors. We were actually meant to go up there. I can't remember if it was last weekend. Might have been last Sunday. But the weather's just been shite, hasn't it? You know, total clag, grey skies. Yeah, nothing to see. So yeah, we'll reschedule that. I'm really looking forward to doing the Howgills. It looks like an amazing area, and it's somewhere I'd probably like to get to more in the summer. You know, when the Lake District just gets a little bit too busy for me. So yeah, it'd be a nice alternative, that. Sort it out, Dave. Oh, well, just sort of nip out whilst the wind were picking up, just to check on the guys, etc. Oh, God. It's Baltic. Oh. Wind's definitely blowing from the south. It's amazing though, this tent, obviously there's no such thing as being in a tent and not hearing any wind, but the comparison to being out there and being in here, and like I said, it was hitting from the south. I'm looking at this end here, which is facing south. It's just not moving at all, so I don't see any point in getting out again. Fuck that. I can't imagine how cold it is out there. Right, I'm going to attempt some sleep now. Not going to happen. We'll give it a go. Anyway, good night, God bless. See you in the morning, see what the morning's got to bring. Night. Morning. Well, can't say I'm looking forward to taking the tent down. 9:15. At least I slept well. I slept really well. I can't remember what time I went to sleep, but I've probably only woken up once, maybe about 5 AM. So I think that's a testament to the Storm Star, because it was very windy and pretty noisy, but yeah, solid is this thing. So I've started packing a few things away. I'm still in the bag, I'm still on the mat. Yeah, I'll just have to get all the waterproofs on and fully kitted up, and then deal with that in about half an hour. I'm glad I've dropped down, because yeah, I wouldn't really fancy pissing about in this today, really. Yeah, it should be fairly straightforward getting back to Patterdale. Pretty impressive. The guys haven't slipped at all. Solid. I know everything can slip, but I do find that Lawson definitely my favourite. So row views. Sorry if you can't hear me, just using the internal mic. But yeah, I didn't really get a chance to show you last night. Angle Tarn's right there, and the coast path is just below me about 50 feet or something. So I'll drop down to there, around the side of Angle Tarn Pikes, the actual Wainwright, down to Patterdale Hawes, and just back into Patterdale. I think I saw maybe 2 tents down there last night, but can't see anyone now. And in good weather there'll be about 20 tents there normally. Right, getting back in the tent and getting a coffee on. I'm using the Soto Amicus stove now. My Windmaster developed a bit of a fault. It was leaking, so I was going to get another one of them, and I saw this, and it's like, I think the Windmaster's about 60 quid, and this is about 30, and this is the I think it's a Soto pot. Is it Wind River? That was about 30 as well, so I got that and that for the same price as what I would have got the Windmaster. I kind of like it. It doesn't have the piezo, but that's fine. Unlike the Windmaster, the leg stands are actually attached. So it's just a little bit less fiddly as well, to be honest. It's a good stove. Happy with it. Yeah, I got the tent up, no problem at all last night. Even the bloody clips, you just really have to go at it like you mean it. I always get a little bit concerned with the poles. There feels like there definitely is a lot of tension on them. And I know Robert Moffat Mountain Adventures, he actually snapped one just on a campsite. So the trick is, when putting it up, I think, make sure there's no tension at all. So on the end points where you've got the tensioners, make sure they're fully untensioned. And don't put the U-clips on first. It's only the second time I've put it up, so I could be wrong, but the big clips that clip the 2 end poles here and here, maybe get a couple of U-clips on at the bottom, then the big clips, just so that you've got a bit of structure, keep the poles up, then do the top ones, then do the rest of the U-clips. Hope that makes sense. But even then, like, as you're putting on the last of the U-clips, sort of around the top, you've just got to push that pull down to get it on. But I mean, God, that's why it's so solid, because it is just so rigid. So I'm not sure what happened to Roberts, but these things happen, don't they? Typical. Weather picks up when I'm thinking about packing down. So I'll finish that, and hopefully it calms down in a bit. Actually giving me a bit of shelter, this little bump here. Let's move down slightly. go, mate. Thinking. Oh dear. Right, let's get this tent down. It's a shame I got here late last night because cracking pitch, beautiful view down that valley there, and obviously you got Angle Tarn on the other side. Anyway, I'm all packed up. Leave no trace. It is time to get out of here though, the feet are getting a bit cold now. Got 2 pairs of socks on as well, merino wool and waterproof over the top. Woo! Right, let's get off. Stunning. Nobody here now. I should have some snow goggles or something really. Shouldn't have to make myself look all wild and arctic. Yeah, we do like to make a bit of a drama over here in the UK whenever there's a bit of a snow, I've noticed. A bit of a snow? Bit of snow. I'm pretty sure it's just for YouTube and Instagram, half of it. Oh, look at me, what a bitch, eh? What a bitch! Ah, it's stunning. You can really see the wind moving on the tarn. I might get a bit of shelter once I get around the other side. Ooh. So I've just got to go back up a little bit and I'll come back to you later when I'm just sort of getting to Patterdale Hawes. Oh, deep snow. Pretty deep snow here. 2.5 foot, 3 foot or something. Probably about 10 minutes from Patterdale Hawes now. So I think I'm just going to leave the video here. So as always, if you watched, thanks for watching. And hopefully I'll see you on the next one.
Grandma nearly sees the pain over and over again and over and over again, and now you're digging up something new, and suddenly the whole world is watching you, and you hold it up for the world to see, and present this piece of trash like you are the king, and Grandpa spins you round and round again, and the audience puts kisses in the wind, and Grandma gives you a plastic crown, and the crowd follows us as we march into town. For a second I forget